Manchester United took a 2-goal deficit to Paris for the second leg of their Champions League round of 16 tie. United were exposed at home by Thomas Tuchel's team, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer suffering his first defeat as United boss, and the BBC's Phil McNulty was not overstating the case when he said that it would be optimism gone mad to suggest that the second leg in Paris will be anything other than a completion of the formalities. Optimism may have been in short supply, but Solskjaer and United, without key players due to suspension and injury, nonetheless pulled off probably the most unlikely win of the entire Champions League campaign. As these stats from OneFootball demonstrate, United were dominated by PSG in almost every regard except the one that matters most: goals scored. United's shooting accuracy was excellent, but the numbers clearly show how much pressure Solskjaer's team were under. So, how did the coach engineer such a turnaround? Fielding a side without Paul Pogba, with Eric Bailly at right back and a midfield of Ashley Young, Scott McTominay, Fred and Andreas Pereira. The average positions of the players show that Solskjaer effectively doubled up on the right, using Ashley Young, who's played regularly at fullback, to shield Eric Bailly, a centre-back playing on the right-hand side of defence. Andreas Pereira pushed up and in from left midfield so that United's 4-4-2 looked more like a very lopsided 4-3-1-2. Indeed, at times, it resembled a 3-4-1-2 with Luke Shaw pushing up and Bailly covering slightly infield from a normal right-back station, which meant that United could, if they wished, cover PSG's 3-4-2-1 almost man for man. United tended to sit off, especially when the ball was being passed around the back, withdrawing to a 4-4-2 but with a deep line. While PSG exerted fairly consistent pressure on the ball throughout, United sat off, only starting to press with any real vigour as the end of each half approached, a direct contrast to the first leg. Pereira was the most aggressive presser out wide, possibly because of his energy, but otherwise United tended to be quite passive in the mid and low block. The aim appeared to be to deny progressive passing opportunities rather than actively tackle the man. United sought to block penetrating movement forwards, content to let PSG have the ball as long as the option was not there to pass directly into the dangerous areas. The one obvious situational difference, aside from where there was a genuine chance to win the ball back, as in the instance of United's opening goal, was the central areas. McTominay and Fred particularly did try to win back the ball, especially from Verratti and Marquinhos, when PSG looked to build through the middle. This is probably because it also fed into United's main attacking option when winning back possession, which was to break quickly, mostly through the centre, and look to release Rashford and Lukaku into the channels between PSG's 3 centre-backs. Because they weren't required to press insistently, and because PSG were invited onto United, creating space, the 2 strikers could find room into which to run and attempt to isolate a PSG defender. Turnovers from pressing in central areas would facilitate this, which is probably why United effectively pressed at PSG's central midfielders while allowing the ball to be moved around wide or at the back. United's other option was not dissimilar, and that was to go long to Lukaku or Rashford, with support coming from the wide players, especially Pereira. Again, this direct approach was designed to catch PSG out, having pushed too high while in possession, or to get Rashford or Lukaku running either into the channels or directly at a PSG defender. With a combination of intelligent off-the-ball running and pace, both United strikers posed a considerable threat in these situations. Lastly, with around half an hour to go and with Diego Dalot on, Solskjaer withdrew his side to make more of a 5-4-1 shape. The intensity of the pressing upped in the final 10 minutes as United sought to increase the pressure on a frustrated PSG side and perhaps force an error. But the change of shape was Solskjaer responding to PSG's increased pressure. Even with the score at 2-1, Rashford's expertly taken penalty was just desserts for a team that had played with huge discipline and organisation and taken their chances well. With the upcoming tie against Barcelona having the same home and away order, will Solskjaer be tempted by the same approach? While United did try to play more assertively at home and pressed relentlessly to start with, the Norwegian may infer from his team's away performance that a tight first leg, followed by an away leg in which United accept that they won't have the ball but look to rely on astute counter-attacks and attacking Barcelona's centre, could yield an unexpected positive result. But will it be enough? Well, Barcelona are very good, obviously, and in Lionel Messi have the world's outstanding footballer. They are especially strong on the right, where United tucked Pereira from his wide left berth in against PSG to support Rashford and Lukaku. This asymmetry could be flipped against the Messi, Rakitic, Sergi Roberto axis that operates down Barcelona's right. If Busquets drops into play between the centre-backs, as he often does, and Barcelona look to support attacks through the middle with their other midfielders pushing high, United could find themselves facing a shape not dissimilar at times to the one that PSG played. A United win would be a surprise, but Solskjaer has shown that he can set his team up to play in a certain way away from home and get a result. Barcelona will present a different set of questions to PSG, but Manchester United may find that the answer is the same.